Hey twit, Elon Musk has just taken a big loss. On Monday, U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer in California dismissed Musk's lawsuit against a nonprofit that studies misinformation and hate speech. Musk sued the Center for Countering Digital Hate back in August, claiming that the research group was conducting a scare campaign to drive away X's advertisers by reporting on things that actually happened since Musk took over. Like, for example, the increase in hate speech and Nazis and transphobes. That has absolutely happened. I know. I'm still on X/Twitter. I have seen all of that happen. Any post, you just have to look down at the replies, all blue checks, and a lot of them, the vast majority of them, are very far right wing. Now, Breyer writes in his ruling, quote, the CCDH has met its burden at the first step of anti-SLAPP analysis. Sometimes it is unclear what is driving a litigation, and only by reading between the lines of a complaint can one attempt to surmise a plaintiff's true purpose. Other times, a complaint is so unabashedly and vociferously about one thing that there can be no mistaking that purpose. This case represents the latter circumstance. This case is about punishing the defendants for their speech. Well, wait, I thought Elon Musk was supposed to be the free speech guy. Yeah, laugh along with me, right? So, look, now, this lawsuit is a great example of a SLAPP suit, or strategic lawsuit against public participation. These are lawsuits that are meant to censor, intimidate, or silence critics by saddling them with so much legal debt that they drop their criticism. They say, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Musk. I'm so sorry for criticizing you. I'm so sorry for pointing out the things that are actually happening on your stupid little website. Please just drop the case, drop the charges, please. I can't afford the legal costs anymore. It doesn't sound very free speechy, does it? That's why we have anti-SLAPP laws in place to begin with. And again, good example of this. Now, Breyer writes, X Corp's motivation in bringing this suit is evident. X Corp has brought this case in order to punish CCDH and CCDH publications that criticized X Corp, and perhaps in order to dissuade others who might wish to engage in such criticism. Musk claimed back in July in a letter that the group was making a, quote, series of troubling and baseless claims that appear calculated to harm Twitter generally and its digital advertising business specifically. So, wait, why is this not a defamation lawsuit? Well, because everything that was in these reports, it happens to be true. So, but he's like, no, these true things, they're here to harm my advertising, and that's why you posted them. Again, not exactly baseless. Okay, these claims. Media Matters report revealed that X has been placing ads for brands including Apple, Bravo, IBM, Oracle, and Xfinity, next to posts promoting Hitler and Nazism. Yes, X has a bit of a Nazi problem. Musk has also made that problem worse by allowing the verification of anyone who gives him money. So that has allowed the worst people, like, for example, the Taliban, to get verified. Yes, the Taliban, transphobes, Nazis, which is, again, because of the changes that he has made in the algorithm to boost people who, once again, give him money for the blue check every month. Those people with those blue checks, they get their posts get seen before anyone else. The algorithm shares those posts to everyone else, even if you're not following, even if you have them blocked. These posts still get shared. And of course, the people who pay for this are Nazis, people who are anti-Semitic, people who are transphobic. That's why they run rampant on the platform. And of course, since he's a free speech guy, he won't ban them. You can report them all day. No, that doesn't break this. But you call someone the C word, and I mean cracker, you will get flagged on the platform. If you call someone cis, as in cisgender, that's another thing that Musk could block you on the platform for. So that's what's going on here. Now, Musk, like any person who is unable to take any amount of accountability for their actions, blamed it on X's competitors or foreign governments in support of an ulterior agenda. What agenda is that, really? What is that? He then accused companies of trying to blackmail him by withholding ad dollars. But that's not blackmail. That's not what that is. Companies have the right to advertise on whatever platform they want to. What are you saying, that they should be forced into doing business with you? Well, that would be what isn't that communism? Forcing the government, or the government forcing businesses to do business with you? I mean, what exactly is that? Okay,
pink-haired communist.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Fascism, perhaps. Now, it turns out that companies do not want to publicly associate with Nazis and transphobes. They would rather, and this is one of the problems with a lot of the companies, right? They would rather do their political donations, allow their political donations to make their ways to, people who are far hard right authoritarians, okay? Contribute money to their election coffers so that these companies can get tax cuts, tax breaks, have them get deregulated so that they can pollute the environment. But they don't want to publicly say, yes, we are going to promote, we're gonna have our ads next to people like Hitler 42069. No. Again, they don't want to associate publicly with people with terrible views. All right, makes sense. And look, the point of business is to make money, of course, and dehumanizing portions of the population runs counterfactual to that goal. It's not going to help. But ultimately, what's going on with Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, is what happens when every time there's a so-called free speech platform, okay, that comes about, you end up getting the worst people that are attracted to it, because it turns out the rules that are crafted that make these platforms against free speech are just rules of conduct where you don't have people openly calling for people to off themselves because they're gay or transgender or Jewish or things like that, where they're against things like threats against certain groups of people, that kind of stuff. General rules of don't be a dick to other people. When you remove those constraints, you shouldn't be surprised that there are the people that couldn't wait to say racist things, to spam the N-word, are going to come and spam the N-word. That's what happens. This shouldn't be a surprise. But once again, Elon Musk knows this. Everybody knows this. And that was the whole point. The whole point was to allow that to happen on the platform, so they could give them a home for these people. Okay? But look, free speech, by the way, calling it free speech shouldn't even apply here, okay? You're entitled to say whatever you want to say, okay? We know this, but you're not entitled to being able to monetize that. Companies should not be forced to appear like they are endorsing your views. That is not what free speech is about. Free speech is being able to criticize the government without the government arresting you for it, making you into a political prisoner. That's different. It has nothing to do with protecting and monetizing racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism on a privately owned platform. That is not free speech. But make no mistake, that's what Elon Musk really wants. For these companies to be forced to pay for the privilege of placing their ads instead of a cesspool, as well as being able to punish anyone who points out the kinds of monsters that are lurking within that cesspool.